From the outside, the Winchester family looks like a magazine cover. Andrew Winchester is a wealthy, handsome tech executive, universally beloved by his peers and heavily insulated by his massive suburban estate. Behind those heavy oak doors, his wife Nina survives a desperate existence. She lives in a psychologically airtight prison, her every move monitored and her autonomy stripped away by her husband. Nina is locked in place by two specific constraints. An ironclad prenuptial agreement ensures that a divorce leads to total financial ruin. Furthermore, Andrew previously forced her into a 9-month stay in a psychiatric ward, effectively destroying her credibility in the eyes of the law. Andrew understands that society frequently doubts women with mental health histories. He uses Nina's psychiatric record as a shield, ensuring that any cry for help she makes will be dismissed by the authorities as the ramblings of an unstable wife. This creates an impossible paradox. If Nina runs, the courts will likely award full custody of her daughter to Andrew based on her history. If she stays, she remains at the mercy of a monster. Nina's abuse is highly calculated. Whenever Andrew decides she has failed to meet his standards, he locks her inside a barren attic room for days, using isolation as a tool to break her spirit. To earn her release, she must complete agonizing tests of compliance. Andrew forces her to individually pluck 100 hairs from her own scalp, requiring her to prove that the root follicle is attached to every single strand before he grants her food or water. Andrew follows a specific pathology. He targets vulnerable, broken women, presents himself as their savior, and then systematically dismantles their identity. This raises a terrifying strategic question. How do you defeat a wealthy, untouchable abuser from inside an inescapable cell? You don't break out. The only way to escape a prison with no walls is to build a lethal trap inside of it. Nina's ultimate countermeasure arrives when she hires a live-in maid named Millie. To the world, she's a desperate woman looking for a fresh start, but her background check reveals a hidden history. She just completed a 10-year sentence in a state penitentiary. Millie's criminal record is highly specific. A decade ago, she brutally killed an influential man to stop him from abusing another woman. This history makes Millie the perfect tool for Nina. She has a proven, lethal trigger that activates when she witnesses domestic abuse. Currently on parole and living out of her car, Millie is entirely dependent on this job. She cannot afford to lose her housing, which ensures she remains in the house even as the environment becomes increasingly hostile. Nina purposefully imported a highly volatile, targeted explosive into her household. Nina begins her play by adopting the role of an erratic, tyrannical wife. She makes unreasonable demands of Millie, forcing Andrew to step in and play the good guy to win Millie's sympathy. Nina then takes her daughter on a trip to Washington, D.C. This establishes a perfect geographical alibi and leaves Andrew alone in the house with the new maid. Andrew follows the script perfectly. He attempts to save Millie from his wife's supposed madness, drawing her into his confidence and setting his own trap. The moment Andrew's mask slips, he drags Millie to the attic, attempting to lock her away just as he did to Nina. But Nina has pre-armed the room. She left a knife accessible for Millie and ensured Millie understood exactly what kind of monster Andrew was before she left for her trip. In the film version, Millie kills Andrew by pushing him down the stairs. The original novel is far more brutal. Millie forces Andrew to use pliers to rip out his own teeth, then leaves him to starve in his own attic cell. The plan succeeded because Nina recognized that Millie's past trauma would naturally trigger a lethal vigilante response. With Andrew dead, police investigators descend on the Winchester home to process the scene. The lead detective finds the knife wounds and missing teeth, details that make a murder charge inevitable. But she recognizes the name on the file. Her own sister, Kathleen, was once Andrew's fiancée, and his psychological torture left her permanently broken. Standing over the body, the detective looks at Nina and Millie, then officially records the death as a simple accident caused by a fall from changing a light bulb. This legal cover-up triggers a massive financial shift. By dying while still married, Andrew's prenuptial agreement is rendered useless. Nina inherits the entire estate, using her new wealth to pay Millie a massive cash reward. The very systems Andrew used to control his victims, the law, police authority, and generational wealth, were hijacked by a network of women to grant them total freedom. This story subverts the standard domestic thriller. the unstable wife is revealed to be a mastermind strategist, using the tropes of the genre as a cloak for her survival plot. It presents a dark vision of justice, an underground net. Millie attends a job interview arranged by Nina. As she speaks to the woman of the house, Millie notices a fresh purple bruise on the woman's arm. Millie smiles and prepares for work. She has evolved into a specialized vigilante, turning the homes of wealthy abusers into their own final traps.